Hello students, welcome to RD Chemistry. In today's problem solving tricks, I will take up the chapter electrochemistry wherein we'll learn the formulae list for competitive exams and the PU board exams. So let us start now. Now what is resistance student? Resistance is nothing but the obstruction to the flow of electricity. It is represented by the symbol R, correct? And the resistance is directly proportional to length of the wire, but in case of electrolytic solution, length of the solution, and inversely proportional to the area of cross section, correct? Or R is equal to one constant, we'll call it the rho into L divided by A, correct? R stand for the resistance, R stand for the resistance, rho stand for the resistivity, rho stand for the resistivity, or also called as the specific resistance, also known as the specific resistance, also called as the specific resistance. L is the length, right? L is the length, and A is the area of cross section, correct? So we can calculate the resistance using this formula, right? Now, what is the unit of resistance? The unit of resistance is in terms of ohms, okay, or the symbol like this, correct? Omega. Now, what is conductance? Conductance is represented by the letter G. Okay, in electrochemistry, we come across G. It is a reciprocal of the resistance, okay, R, correct? But you know that R is equal to rho into L divided by L. So I can also write here 1 divided by rho into L divided by A. So therefore G is equal to 1 by rho into A divided by L. Okay. Or we can also write G is equal to, so 1 by rho, we also got the kappa K. Okay. Remember this one. So I can write kappa K into A divided by L. So what is the G? G is the conductance. G is the conductance here, and K is the conductivity. Is the conductivity. Also called as the specific conductance. Also known as the specific conductance here. Okay, specific conductance. And A is the area, and L is the length of the wire or the solution. Right? Now, what is the unit of G now? You know that 1 by R, R is in terms of omega, correct? So, therefore, the unit of G is ohm inverse, or I can write down ohm inverse like this, also called as the MHO, mho, or also known as the Simon here, also called as the Simon, right? Now let us see the details of the specific resistance or resistivity. You know that the resistance R is equal to resistivity into L divided by L. Correct? This rho is known as the resistivity or specific resistance. R is the resistance here, right? So we'll find out the unit for this. So I can write rho is equal to R into A divided by L, correct? Now you know that R is in terms of ohm, correct? Area in terms of, let me write down meter into meter, meter square, let me go for SI unit, divided by length of the material, let it be M. So it will be meter and meter get cancelled, therefore rho is in terms of ohm meter, correct? Ohm meter, which can also be written as the ohm meter like this, right? So this is the unit here. Now let us see the details of the specific conductance or conductivity. We already derived previously. G is equal to kappa K into A divided by L, correct? G stand for the conductance. K stand for the specific conductance or conductivity, right? A is the area and L is the length. So we'll find out the unit for this. So I can write K is equal to G into L divided by A, correct? So kappa K is the conductivity is equal to G, so we have the unit ohm inverse, correct? Length in terms of meters divided by area cross section meter square, that 1 meter get cancelled, so it is a ohm inverse and a meter inverse, correct? So I can write K is equal to ohm inverse, ohm inverse and meter inverse, correct? Ohm inverse is also nothing but the Simon, now meter inverse, Simon meter inverse, okay, right? Now what is molar conductivity? Now molar conductivity for the entire solution containing the 1 mole of the electrolyte, and that is represented by the symbol lambda m. M stands for molar and lambda is the conductivity, molar conductivity. So this is the formula to calculate. So it is equal to nothing but the conductivity when the concentration of the solution, say for example 1 mole dissolved in 1 liter of the solution, okay? So it is K divided by C. Now there are different types of the formula here. Now in this case, so K is in terms of, you know that Simon meter inverse we have found out, correct? Then C, generally concentration nothing but molarity, mole per liter, but liter not the SI unit. So I'll write down mole per, not liter. I'll go for the SI unit volume in terms of meter cube. So therefore the unit of lambda m would be Simon, finally meter square, and it is a mole inverse. Can we write the concentration of mole per liter? We can write down. Now therefore we can change the expression. Lambda m is equal to 1000 K divided by C. Now in this case, this lambda m would be in terms of Simon centimeter square and mole inverse. See carefully. And this kappa K is in terms of Simon centimeter inverse. And the concentration in terms of mole per liter or mole per dm cube, right? Clear? Or we can also have got one more formula. Lambda m is equal to K divided by 1000 C. Now see carefully here, difference in some units. So this lambda m is in terms of Simon meter square mole inverse. K is in terms of Simon meter inverse, and C in terms of mole per liter or mole per dm cube. Okay, so based on the formula you have to make it the suitable formula list. Now what is the cell constant? Say to find out the conductivity of the cell, we make use of the cell, we can make use of cell called as the conductivity cell. We make use of the conductivity cell. So you have to dip that conductivity cell in the solution to find out the resistance, then find out the resistivity. Okay. Now when you're taking solution and you're placing that conductivity cell, we know the length of the solution and the area cross section of that conductivity cell. Now these two values are fixed. Okay. Therefore we have the formula coming in L divided by A. So L is fixed, A is also fixed, and this ratio is called as the cell constant, that is called the G star. Okay, so G star is a constant, L divided by A, and its unit is if I write in terms of SI unit, length in terms of meter and area in terms of meter square. Therefore G star would be in terms of meter minus per length, it is per meter, or centimeter inverse with non-SI unit. Okay. Now we'll do some modification. For the first formula we had got resistance R is equal to rho into L divided by L. Correct, students? So R is equal to rho into L divided by L. Let me take it as the G star. Correct? Also I can write R is equal to, this rho is the resistivity, can be written in terms of 1 by kappa K. Correct? Conductivity. And then can write down G star, correct? You know that resistivity is 1 by kappa K, correct? Or kappa K is equal to 1 by rho, right? So I can write down here G star is equal to RK. So I can find out the cell constant if I know the resistance of the solution and conductivity of the solution. Okay, or can reverse way around. I can find out the conductivity of the cell knowing the cell constant given and the resistance of the solution. Clear? Right? We have one formula for strong electrolyte, that is a Debye-Huckel-Onsager equation connecting lambda m molar conductivity and lambda m infinity or lambda m 0. Now lambda m, you know that is the molar conductivity. What is lambda m infinity? It is the molar conductivity at infinite dilution. Okay, at infinite dilution we have. Okay, so therefore the formula would be lambda m is equal to lambda m infinity or lambda m 0 molar conductivity infinite dilution minus a constant for the given electrolyte into square root of the concentration C. So this is known as the Debye-Huckel-Onsager equation, right? It is not possible to find out the limiting molar conductivity at infinite dilution. For that we have got Kohlrausch law. According to Kohlrausch law, individual ion can carry the conductivity. So suppose I take sodium chloride. Sodium chloride gives sodium ions and chloride ions, correct? Okay. So how do you write down the Kohlrausch law for this? So lambda m infinity is equal to the ionic conductivity of the sodium ion. So let me write plus here for cation plus lambda minus of the chloride ion. So small letter lambdas for the ionic conductivities of the individual ions in the electrolyte. But this is a strong electrolyte. Okay. For strong electrolyte, we can use the Debye-Onsager equation. Okay, or this one also, right? Now, suppose is a weak electrolyte. For weak electrolyte, we cannot calculate the limiting molar conductivity. Therefore, Kohlrausch law is very useful. So, how to write that one now? So, limiting molar conductivity for weak electrolyte like acetic acid, it is the lambda plus of H plus ion plus lambda minus of acetate ion CH3COO minus. Okay, suppose I go for magnesium chloride. So magnesium chloride will be give one magnesium ion and two chloride ions are there, correct? So lambda m infinity would be, it is a lambda plus of the Mg2 plus so there are two chloride ions 2 into lambda minus of the Cl minus, correct? Suppose we have got electrolyte like, okay, say we have got A, X and By type. So this will give you A plus cations, right? And B minus anions, correct? Suppose X moles are there here and Y moles are there here. Then how would I write down? So lambda m infinity is equal to X times lambda plus of the A plus Y of the lambda minus of the B minus, correct? So this is using Kohlrausch. Here we'll study now degree of dissociation alpha. Alpha can be calculated using the two values. One is the lambda m divided by lambda m infinity. So what is this lambda m? Molar conductivity divided by molar conductivity infinite dilution. So also we can write down the dissociation constant Ka is equal to, we know that C alpha square divided by 1 minus alpha. Alpha is the degree of dissociation, K is the dissociation constant of the acid A stands for acid, and C the concentration term here. But you know that this alpha is also equal to lambda m divided by lambda m infinity, correct? So we can also simplify this one as C, we can get it as this C lambda m square divided by lambda m infinity into lambda m infinity minus lambda m. Okay, after simplification, or I can simply take C alpha square divided by 1 minus alpha. So we have got now Faraday's first law. According to Faraday's first law, the amount sustained is deposited directly proportional to quantity Q of the electricity passed through the solution. Therefore, we have got Q is equal to I into T, correct? So the I is in terms of strength of the current in terms of amperes and time in terms of seconds, and the unit of Q is in terms of coulombs C. I can also write it W proportional to I into T, or W is equal to one constant Z into I into T. Okay, or I can also write W is equal to Z into Q. Okay, so W is the amount of the substance in terms of grams we write generally, and Z is known as the electrochemical equivalent. I is the strength of the current in terms of ampere, T is the time in terms of seconds. Suppose the rate W is equal to, assuming, let it be Z only, strength of the current is 1 ampere and time is 1 second. Therefore, W is equal to Z itself, correct? So, how do you define Z? Electrochemical equivalent nothing but the weight of the substance in terms of gram when 1 ampere of current passes through the solution for 1 second. Okay. In the case of Faraday's second law, we are passing electricity to two different electrolytic cells, same quantity of current. Therefore, amount of substance deposited directly proportional to the chemical equivalent or equivalent mass E. Okay. So we have got, if there are two different substances deposited, W1 divided by W2 is equal to equivalent mass of the first one divided by equivalent mass of the second one. Now what is this equivalent mass? Equivalent mass can be calculated for the substance is equal to atomic mass divided by the valency. For example, if I got equivalent mass of sodium, atom mass is equal to 23, correct? Divided by valence of sodium is 1, so it is equal to 23 itself. If I want to calculate equivalent mass of the magnesium, equivalent mass magnesium is equal to atom mass is 24 divided by 2 is equal to 12. So similarly, equivalent mass of aluminum is equal to atom mass is 27 divided by 2, which is equal to, so divided by 3. Aluminum valence is 3, right? So therefore it is divided by 9. Okay, so we can calculate like this, right? So in case of galvanic cell, voltaic cell, we find out the voltage of the cell. At standard conditions called as standard EMF. EMF stands for electromotive force. So how to calculate? We have got E naught cell. Okay, naught represents standard condition is equal to, suppose the cathode anode, we write it as the E naught of the cathode minus E naught of the anode. Correct? E naught of the anode. Generally, this E naught cell is always a positive quantity, right? Now this Nernst equation is required to calculate a E cell, not E naught cell. So E naught cell can be calculated, but is connected to E naught cell. So what is the formula? So I have to take the cell reaction. For example, A plus B giving a C plus D. Correct? So we have got E cell is equal to E naught cell minus, I'll write the simplified form, 0.0591 divided by n, number electron lost or number electron gained, log of concentration of C into concentration of D divided by concentration A into concentration of B. Suppose a different number of moles X, Y, and say it is P and Q, then write accordingly P, Q, X and Y. Suppose they give, okay, anode and cathode, anode concentration and a cathode concentration, correct? You know, there is a representation of the cell, symbolic representation. So I can also write down, if a in simple format, is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 divided by n log of anode concentration divided by the cathode concentration, and you should take care of the, okay, valencies also, n values also everywhere. Okay, right? And the last one we have got now, relation between equilibrium constant and the standard EMF. So we'll write the formula directly. So we have got E naught cell is equal to 0.0591 divided by n in terms of log Kc. Okay, K stand for the equilibrium constant, C terms, C is the constant, equilibrium constant in terms of concentration. So this is the formula to calculate either equilibrium constant or E naught cell, right? If you are watching for the first time, please do like, share, subscribe RD Chemistry YouTube channel as well as the Telegram channel. Thank you.